Hello and welcome to a brand new series of International Journeyman here on Football Manager 23, where the aim of the game is extremely simple to describe. I need, in one save, with one manager, to win every major international football tournament. That is, the World Cup, the European Championships, the African Cup of Nations, the Copa America, the North American Gold Cup, the Asian Cup, the Oceania Nations Cup, and this time, the Olympic gold medal, because the Olympics is great. Now, this challenge may be easy to describe, but it's far from easy to complete. International football, by its very nature, is far more difficult to have success in than club football. The fact is, these international tournaments are, at best, only every 2 years, and most of them are every 4 years. So if you only just miss out on one, you can't just try again next year. And you can't just go out and spend 100 million to strengthen your squad either. You're limited to who is actually eligible for you. And then there's the added difficulty that just comes from a football manager itself. International football in the game is, let's say, in need of development. There's no training, no resting players between games, no player interaction or dynamics, and no ability to speak to your National Football Association, which certainly increases the chances of being sacked. Wait, why am I doing this again? If you've been here before, you'll know we've attempted this previously. I'll link below if you want to see how that went. I'm excited to see how it will go this time. And if you would like to try the challenge yourself, let me know how you get on with it. As there is a World Cup right off the bat this year, I wanted to start with a team who have qualified for it, and I wanted to pick a country that is predominantly English speaking to add some vague level of realism to me actually starting my career managing them. And so I picked Australia. Ranked at number 37 in the world at the moment, the Socceroos only just scraped into the World Cup and they've been on a marked decline over the last few years, with the days of stars like Mark Viduka, Harry Kewell and Tim Cahill long since passed. So I think it's a fair place to start. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Now, when the opening article uses phrases like tough period and steamrollered, you know you've picked a winning team. And indeed, the AFA are keen to immediately stress that we are not expected to get out of the group at the World Cup. So we instantly have no pressure and also a clear chance to exceed expectations. Although, given the rest of the group is France, Denmark and Tunisia, we'll settle for at least getting a point. Or even just a goal. We have several months until the World Cup squad announcement, so I get to work identifying the best options. We have a friendly with Paraguay in September as our first test. I will be deploying a high-pressing, high-tempo, high-running 4-3-3. So we'll be selecting 2 players for each position with this in mind, plus the extras allowed for this World Cup. At our first press conference, only 4 blokes show up, and they have the audacity to question the fact that I'm English. First of all, this isn't cricket. Australia and England are absolutely not football rivals. And second, I don't see any issues. I mean, I've seen plenty of episodes of Neighbours, Jeopardy and Crocodile Hunter. I'll just say fair dinkum and crikey in the team talks. I think we'll be fine. Anyway, we managed to secure a 1-1 draw in the friendly against Paraguay. Fairly decent first match in charge. I'll run through the squad properly when we get to the World Cup, but our goal scorer here is FM23 Hibernian wonder kid and twice capped Scotland international Jason Cummings. He's Australian now. How times change, eh? After the under-19s win the under-20 Asian Cup with no involvement whatsoever from me, we get to November where we are priced at 2,000 to 1 to win the World Cup. Great to see that absolutely no one expects us to do anything here. We really can't go wrong. But let's run through our 26-man World Cup squad. Matt Ryan is our clear number 1 keeper, now playing for Copenhagen. Dundee's Mark Birighetti and Andrew Redmayne, who saved the penalty that saw Australia qualify, back him up. Trent Sainsbury is our most experienced centre-back and will likely partner Milos Dejanek. We also have Stokes' Harry Suter, who's just recovered from a big injury, and Gianni Stensnes, who can also cover in midfield. At right back we have Brescia's Fran Karasic and St Mirren's Ryan Strain, while our left back options are Dundee's Aziz Bayech and Hull's Callum Elder. A lot of SPL and Championship representation. In midfield, Aaron Moyes, the main man, now at Celtic of course. Plenty of experience here with Jackson Irvine, Massimo Luongo, James Jago and Kenny Dougal. West Brom's Tom Rogic and Borough's Riley McGree provide the attacking flair. On the wings we have our Marble, Alden Hrustic, Matthew Leckie, Martin Boyle, Chris Economidis and Newcastle-bound youngster Garen Kuol, with the aforementioned Jason Cummings up front with Jamie McLaren as well. A decent balance and blend of experiences, I think. Craig Goodwin is the unlucky 27th player who misses out. Might end up regretting this as he's good and we only have one left-footed winger. The other big absentee is Brad Smith, our best left back by far, who is out for over a year with a cruciate ligament injury. We arrive at the team hotel, which hopefully isn't one of those tents or shipping containers, and we do a team meeting which is a tad pointless as only 9 guys are actually here yet. But I tell them to play without pressure as we're expected to lose and everyone leaves happy. See, I didn't need to be Australian to do this job. In our warm-up game we come from behind to crush Finland 5-1, and we're going to need all the help we can get as our opening group game is against France. You know, the holders, more world-class centre-backs than anyone else, some guy called Mbappe, yeah, them. I'm still not entirely sure what our best lineup is, certainly in midfield. Ryan is obviously in goal, Bajic, Dejanek, Sainsbury and Karasic is the defence, Moy, Jego and Rogic are the midfield, Mabel and Hrustic are on the flanks, and McLaren starts up front given his brace against Finland. I think if we can get a goal, that'd be nice. Keep it vaguely respectable. The opening 3 highlights are all very similar in that we vaguely venture forwards only to be easily dispossessed, and France counter like lightning. On the third occasion, Benzema scores. From the resultant restart, they don't even pretend to let us attack, just snatching the ball from Mbappe to make it 2. We could play more conservatively, but where's the fun in that? And sure enough, McLaren robs Kimpembe and dances through their defence for a famous goal. I think we could still get something here, you know. 8 minutes later, Mbappe makes it 3, and then Griezmann makes it 4. Okay, sure, this looks one-sided, but just before the break, Hrustic hits the post. The second half is basically highlight free, save for Nabil Fekir missing a chance, so at least we keep it at 4. I'd say that's semi-respectable. I praise the lads for this and, well, at least McLaren appreciated it. I mean, we can't be too disheartened when the game itself says the loss was inevitable, can we? Now, if we are going to win a game at this World Cup and have any hope of progressing, surely Tunisia is our best chance. I make a few changes to the team. Elder, Suter, Ikon Demis and Irving come in. We have an early chance as Suter heads over from a corner, and then Tunisia come forwards like a knife through butter, our defence acting like headless chickens as Ben Ones gives them the lead. And then for a long time nothing happens, although the stats would indicate we are having chances. Eventually we come forwards and Mabel passes to no one, and they counter with Suter forced into a goal line clearance. McGree then goes close with a free kick, and then we work a neat move for Cummings to send well wide, and then that's it. We've lost the only realistically winnable game. How did we score against France but they're not here? Now we are still technically in it. If we can beat Denmark we might still qualify. So let's have faith. We need a win. I shuffle the team around a bit, like deck chairs on the Titanic. The first half is great because there's literally no highlights, so I praise the boys for this great defending. Basically straight from kickoff, Ryan has a rush of blood to the head, but we get away with it. And then Denmark decide they've had enough of this and just pass us to death with Christensen scoring. And then again we just sort of stand around as Eriksen slots home a second. Looked a bit offside, but then he's probably just being played on by all of them. We do nothing else, and so we lose. And therefore we are out. An impressive 0 points, but we scored a goal, and I'd say that's the moral victory. The rest of the groups are settled with no massively unexpected casualties, save really for Senegal finishing bottom of their group and Qatar going through. Mexico are the other big departures. The second round sees England, Argentina, France, Germany, Spain and Brazil through, with the big shocks being Qatar beating Wales to make the quarterfinals and Portugal being knocked out by Switzerland on penalties. In the quarters, Brazil beat Germany, while England see off Argentina in some heavyweight contests. Spain and France make it past Switzerland and Qatar. England then beat Brazil. I mean, this isn't realistic, is it? And Spain knock out the holders. France come third, and it'll be a second World Cup for someone, and that someone is Spain. England lose in the final of a major tournament on penalties twice in a row. Now as Monday comes around, it's confirmed we haven't been sacked, which is good. Matt Ryan resigns as captain, which I didn't even know he was. I thought it was Aaron Moy, but I give it to Jackson Irvine. There are some prominent vacancies now, but I can't imagine we get any of them. And besides, one of the reasons why I decided to start with Australia is that the Asian Cup is just 6 months away. Can we tick off the first of our needed silverware? We're in the same group as South Korea, which I think is probably quite good for the knock. Wait, is this being hosted in Qatar? In June? Isn't that when it's insanely dangerously hot, and that's why they had to move the World Cup to the winter? Okay, well, thanks for watching. Join us next time for the Asian Cup, where I guess we're probably going to die. I better get one of those Crocodile Dundee hats.